Hey, what's going on, Hammer fam? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we got a fun little review of the Vintage Collection New Republic E-Wing in KE4-N4 from Ahsoka. Pretty psyched about this thing. This was a surprise reveal a few years back. Nobody really expected it. But it's pretty cool. I think it looks good in the box. I really love the droid. It's a cute little Kenner callback. Looks good on the box here. Excellent packaging. Really love that shot of Lothal. And if we look on the side, we just get some details from the ship itself. Cute little droidy hanging out there. Look at this dude just peeking over the top. And then this side is just more of the same. And then the back, of course, is same as the front, just an extra sort of text label at the bottom. Not the most exciting box, but it is a cool looking ship. I'm excited to check it out, so let's open them up and see what's inside. As we'd expect, we get a nice little instructional manual in here. It's actually pretty simple, only one page front and back. And then this is what it looks all packed up. A little carded figure in there, looks like he's nice and protected. So we're gonna follow these instructions and assemble this thing and check them out. Okay, here we have it all assembled and in a landing mode in the grass. I know you can't really see it that well, so we're gonna get handheld here. Really happy with the overall look and paint job on this guy. I think there's a lot of really cool detailing. If you look closely, some fun little lettering and writing on the sides. Lots of random gears and valves and stuff sculpted into it. The engines are pretty cool looking too. Good amount of detail in there. Not a lot of weathering, and I know that's something a lot of people complained about. I think that's definitely fair. It does look super clean and kind of basic in that regard. To that, I would say it's New Republic, so it is supposed to be like, the fresh new government look, and I think having it clean actually kind of supports that, ambiance. That being said, I think some weathering always makes things look better, and they definitely could have used it here. But there's some cool detailing on the back here as well. Yeah, I think if I had one thing to complain about, it would just be the lack of paint in some senses, but it's still good what they do have. The blue they went with is a really, really nice shade. So yeah, overall it looks great. Landing gear on the back or on the bottom is pretty good too. It doesn't really, in the grass it's just gonna flop the way it flops, but it extends just long enough to have the thing stand up, which is pretty cool. And then the way that it folds back in is awesome too. So the front leg is pushed down, and then you can close it in on it like that. And then that's nice and smooth. And then the side legs have sort of a two-door closing feature. And there's a clip right in there. So I'll just stow those for now. And then if we look back on the front, we got a couple moving pieces here. So the cockpit is a slide open, kind of like on the N1 Starfighter. And if we look, oh goodness. Sorry, let me go. If you look inside, there's a little bit of detailing there. Nice little handle for the pilot. But there could just be a little bit more paint in there. This is one of those things where I feel like the Vintage Collection should be shining. And it's a little bit phoned in here. But other than that, it's not bad. The seat looks cool. Some good sculpting in there. And then there's like even a back window here. So that part looks pretty dope. And then if you come back behind the driver's seat, this is where the droid is going to go. And this whole back panel actually just totally detaches. So you lift up, pull it out, the droid will go in there, and then there's a little storage area back here. Again, not painted or anything, but sculpted pretty decently. So if you got like accessories or anything you need to store, the E-Wing can take those. So that's the ship. Now let's take a look at the carded figure we get with it. So here's KE4-N4 carded. We saw him on the box, but you know, here's obviously a closer look. Not a huge image of him here. That's pretty much all you can see. I honestly don't even remember if he's even in the show. I think he is. This might be from that. But yeah, looks cute. Nice little close-up. Giant eye, which is like a throwback to the Kenner droids, which is nice. I love the shade of yellow on here. I think that looks really good. And it matches his accents perfectly. So good card back. If you look on the back, he's VC341. Nice little droid pose there. KE4-N4. Astromech droid KE4-N4 served alongside New Republic E-Wing pilot Lieutenant Callahan on Lothal. Cool. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about that guy. He's just an astromech. But let's take a closer look and then we can plug him in the E-Wing. Okay, so there's KE4-N4. Really cute droid. Pretty basic, all things considered. Just a regular astromech. But he's got some great coloring on him. This yellow really pops, and there's like a sort of a dark forest green accent on him as well, which looks really cool. I like that, especially like the yellow on his legs here. That looks great. But probably the biggest part of this guy is the giant eye on the front. Like I said, that's just a little Kenner callback. I think that's really adorable. I'm glad they went with that. It's probably the most unique feature about this guy. Helps him stand out the most. Wiring on his feet also looks cool. And this is just the Build-A-Droid sculpt. So the head does pop off, and there's some gears and stuff underneath. Put that back on, and then it's just, you know, basic articulation for a droid. The middle leg does pop out, so you can have him stand just straight up, or you can just keep it in, and he can be in transport mode. So yeah, overall a pretty good droid. Let's check him out in the E-Wing. All right, there he is in his little seat in the E-Wing. One cool thing about that is that there's like a little notch in the middle underneath you know, where he stands. So his middle leg actually fits in there. You don't have to take it off in order to get him to stand in there. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a dub overall. Looks really fresh in there. So that's the New Republic E-Wing from Ahsoka. I'm pretty happy with this thing. Again, I think they could have put a little more effort into the paint apps and the weathering, but all in all, I think it looks really good. Definitely not a vehicle I ever expected us to get, even after watching the show, because it has such a small role in it. But that's pretty cool that we got it. I don't know if this shows up again. Maybe we can do some fun little repaints of it or something. But it's a good ship, great droid it comes with. And looking forward to reviewing the Lieutenant Callahan figure and plugging the pilot in here too. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.